My name is Alan Vinogradov. I'm one of the co-founders of SneakerCon. You know, when we started SneakerCon, it was only one event a year in New York. We did one in 2009, 2010, 2011. It was one or two a year. And the experience you would have got at that first event is the same experience you would get today in any city that we bring our event to. So that was not necessarily our goal, but our goal was to bring the community together, and that's something we were able to do successfully.
What do you think is the ultimate future of such kind of SneakerCon? Because more and more people in cities are trying to doing this kind of activities on their own.
The future for us isn't necessarily dictated by what we do. The future is dictated on what the sneaker community and the sneaker culture embraces. While the Asian market is a very big consumer, a footwear consumer market, the culture has not been developed yet. And I think it hasn't been developed yet because SneakerCon hasn't been there. I think we play an important part in helping to develop the sneaker culture because it's not necessarily us directly, but it's the people that come together that facilitate it. So individuals like yourself will come here and you will expose elements of the sneaker culture that people in Asia weren't exposed to before. We're bringing things from North America, we're bringing things from Europe, and we're really creating the gathering for these individuals. So it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter how much money you have in your pocket. It's all about creating those relationships where people respect what you're delivering, whether you're creating content for people, whether you're the biggest plug in the world with shoes that, you know, when I first got into shoes, like reselling was like the most frowned upon thing. You know, today, like you're the man if you're the plug, like you're very cool. So I come from a different era of reselling, and that's been something very interesting for me to witness, to see how reselling has become very normal. And it's, you know, I understand I can't get this shoe, so I'm going to pay a premium. But, you know, we want to continue embracing all the elements. We want to bring together cultures, and we want to deliver what's expected of us, an event where we can fuse together all of these communities.
What kind of trends or changes you've seen?
When the changes happen, they're very dramatic. One of the biggest changes that I think affected the community the most was the status that Nike has lost as being kind of this purveyor and cultivator of individuals that are influential in sneaker culture. So Nike, you know, they had a very strong ability to identify individuals that would influence sneaker culture. Just look at the people they worked with, you know, everyone from Cause to you know, celebrities, Halle Berry, Pharrell Williams, you know, even their athletes, LeBron James, Derek Jeter, you know, from all walks of life, from all over the globe. Yes, there's sneaker culture, but then it was really Nike culture. And once Kanye West decided to make the shift from Nike to Adidas, we saw something very dramatic. We saw that Nike wall kind of start crumbling and falling apart. And we saw all different types of people that we never saw part of this community starting to play a role. And different things started developing off of it. Content creators, people reviewing shoes, people on social media accounts displaying their different collections. It's not only Nike shoes anymore. It's no longer a wall that exists. And different things have opened up thanks to Kanye West really kind of having a vision. He said it long before. He said in an interview that Nike lost culture, and they lost the feeling that they used to have with the community, and they used to support the sneaker culture. They would make 100 pairs, and those 100 pairs were for people that love shoes so much that they would sleep outside for them. And then when they would get them, not only would they want one pair, but they would want 2 pairs, 3 pairs, 4 pairs. These were the people that had 100, 200 pairs of shoes in their house, in their closet. Nike decided that those people aren't important for them anymore. And when that wall came down, there were different groups, different things that kind of acquired that space. So today we see clothing brands like Supreme, like Palace, really picking up those people that are into that niche product. We're seeing Adidas creating items that are very specific to this community. Alexander Wang, you know, Kanye obviously, Pharrell Williams. We're seeing a very interesting time in sneaker community. We envision SneakerCon being a part of, you know, being there for this moment. We think this is a very unique moment in sneaker culture where, like I said, reselling is acceptable. Reselling is part of the culture. This isn't something that existed when we started SneakerCon. Adidas was not something that existed when we started SneakerCon. Content creators, people that are creating content around shoes, didn't exist in the way it exists today. So back in the day, it was a message board. You know, I used to get all my information. I would go on Nike Talk, I would read, I would dig, and I would find out where I can get shoes and buy shoes. Today, it's spread apart all different platforms. It's social media, it's YouTubers, it's sneaker blogs. And that evolution has given way to a whole new wave for this community. So it's been a lot of different things happening. We think down the road there will be even more things that we can't predict. We don't know what will happen. Organic things happen. But the one thing I will say is everything that happens in the sneaker culture is extremely organic.
Why is sneakers, not just other shoes, becoming the physical things that more and more cultures and people can adding into different elements and then becoming a subculture?
It really traces back to the era that when Nike created this culture. They created this culture when the Jordan 1 dropped. The Jordan 1 was an instant story. The messaging behind this shoe was something that people, you couldn't write a better marketing campaign. You know, the NBA banned this sneaker from Michael Jordan wearing, and Michael Jordan turned out to be the best NBA athlete, one of the best athletes ever, whether it was the banned shoe or it was when Michael Jordan won his first slam dunk contest, or whether it was when Michael Jordan won his first ring. It was the stories that led up to that. And those moments are captured in a sneaker because the individual, Michael Jordan, was wearing that shoe during those moments. How else can you get a piece of that moment? How else can you own something that happened? It's through sneakers. And these important things happen, whether it's sports or what Kanye West is doing today. It's happening through shoes. It's happening through that platform. It just so happens, like, yes, you could own a jersey. I could buy a Michael Jordan jersey. But he wore that jersey for his whole career. And there's nothing to symbolize the moments that someone might care about. It's really the shoes, and shoes are memories. I remember the first pair of Jordans I had. You know, I'm sure you remember the first pair of your favorite pair of sneakers. Like, you'll remember that because it wasn't something you were buying. You didn't have like the ability to say, I'm gonna buy myself 100 pair of Jordans. You were able to buy that one pair. And that one pair, whether it cost $150 or $200 or whatever, it didn't matter. It was that moment that you can kind of grab onto, and you remember that from your childhood.